Crystal Palace nil, Liverpool nil, and it was a poor game, really lacking quality. And it's disappointing because it was a good chance to close that gap further to the top four after getting two back-to-back victories in the Premier League. We had made up ground, and with Newcastle playing Manchester United in the Carabao Cup this weekend, it was a chance to further close that gap. But unfortunately, we just weren't able to do so. The biggest positive of the game for me was a clean sheet. It's the third in a row in the Premier League. Having said that, Palace could have easily scored. They hit the bar, had a decent chance from a header in the first half. But look, we've been trying to work in the defence, and that is a step, at least psychologically, in the right direction to get 3 clean sheets in a row in the Premier League. The disappointing part, though, I felt was the desire or the push to get over the line in this game. In previous years, or for a team that was really fighting for that top four, you would have seen a lot more in that second half in terms of sustained pressure and attacks and shots to try to come away with the 3 points from Sellers Park today. But it just really, really didn't happen for Liverpool. In terms of shots, Palace had 6, Liverpool had 12, so double the number of shots. For expected goals, Palace had 0.99, Liverpool had 1.35, which kind of indicates that a draw was probably the fairest result. We didn't really do enough to win from an expected goals perspective. And linking on to what I said earlier, the disappointing thing was that from the 56th minute all the way to the 90th, Liverpool only generated one chance, or only had one chance that generated an expected goals number. And that was Gakpo when Salah played him in the second half and he chipped the ball wide. Otherwise, they didn't have any other opportunities that added to that expected goals number, which means that all the rest of it came prior to the 56th minute. And it shows that we didn't really push for the victory. We didn't show that belief or show enough physicality to be able to get over the line. In so many games in the past, we've worn teams down with our energy and our persistence, and we just don't seem to have that anymore. If we had managed to get the victory in the last 30 minutes or so, it would have felt like it was out of nowhere. It didn't seem like we were leading up to or creating enough opportunities to actually warrant it or deserve it. If anything, it seemed like Palace were becoming the more likely team to score because they started getting more counter-attack opportunities, and the energy levels of our team dipped significantly in that last 15 minutes or so. In terms of how the game went in general, we actually started pretty well. That first 15, 20 minutes, we had, I think it was about 80% possession. So we're dominating the ball early on. It actually looked more like a Liverpool away performance from last season. Didn't really create that much, a few half chances, but nothing super clear cut. But it was somewhat encouraging overall. But then we just seemed determined to allow Palace back into the game. And we did that with just a succession of individual errors. Multiple mistakes, mostly from our right-hand side. It was predominantly Trent and Matip. Matip with some missed clearances, some bad passes. Trent, there was one moment in particular where he got robbed of the ball. He was the last man back further out on the right-hand side. And from that, Palace ended up hitting the bar. They really should have scored in that moment. So we gave Palace encouragement when they didn't deserve it. They weren't playing well. They seemed low in confidence. But we just seemed to give them a feeling that they could get something out of the game. And then when Palace started actually pressing higher up the pitch, part of the reason we had so much possession early on was that they were really defending deep. They were letting us play the ball through the midfield, and we had a lot of possession high up the pitch. But once Palace started actually pressing us higher, our passing just started falling apart. A lot of sloppy passes, giving the ball away cheaply, and our ability to build into the Palace half through midfield just completely dropped off. I thought Gakpo started the game really well, had some nice touches, nice turns, showing actually some Firmino-like skill sets in the way he was dropping deep and then being able to face his goal. But I think what we've seen from him in quite a few games, though, is he seems to start quite brightly and then he fades from games. I'm not sure, maybe it's a fitness issue or something, but definitely something we need him to improve on. But it just felt like that fragility was still in the team in terms of Palace not having to do very much to get chances. In the second half, we did feel more secure defensively overall, and we didn't have any individual errors. That's a positive. But as I said, offensively, we just really lacked that quality, lacked that cutting edge. And I guess that's the disappointing thing. It wouldn't have taken much to get 3 points today. Just 1 or 2 moments of quality would have done it, because Palace were certainly there for the taking, but we just disappointingly didn't seem to have it in us. We definitely missed Nunes. He wasn't in the squad today after exacerbating the shoulder injury against Real Madrid. And I think we really missed him, because in this kind of a tight game where there aren't many clear-cut chances, he's just a magnet for opportunities, and there was just a decent chance he's going to put something in the back of net, or at least make something happen. We did have a few other half chances. In the first half, Matip played a ball over. Jota hit the post with a header, but in truth, he was almost out of play by the time he made contact with it, so it was never really going to go in. If Matip played a slightly better ball, it would have been a good opportunity. In the first half as well, Trent had a free kick that looked to be going, it was right on the edge of the area, it looked to be flying in. It hit Henderson in the head, annoyingly. And Salah also hit the bar in the second half with a decent effort, curled with his left foot. Aside from that, Gakpo as well was played in by Salah with about 10-15 minutes left. The ball was a little bit too far ahead of him, and he chipped it wide. They were half chances, all of them, though. Nothing. We never really cut Palace open to put something on a plate for somebody. It definitely felt like the energy levels dropped off in the second half, and Klopp almost seemed, in one sense, happy enough with a point. He put Bajcetic on, took Gakpo off, put Fabinho on, and kept Henderson on. So, it was a pretty uncreative midfield that finished the game. Overall, it was just a low-quality game. Neither team really did enough to fully deserve a victory. It's disappointing because we lost that chance to close the gap on the top 4. And the next game is on Wednesday against Wolves. On the upside, we've got 2 home games in a row now. So against Wolves on Wednesday and then Sunday against Manchester United, which I'm not particularly looking forward to, especially after United knocked Barcelona out of the UEFA Cup. And they are 8 points, I believe 8 points, ahead of Real Madrid right now, who just beat Liverpool 5-2 at Anfield. So that's not going to be an easy game. I'm hoping for a much improved performance against Wolves. Hopefully Nunes will be back for that game. And we're going to have to really raise the level against Manchester United next week. What did you think about Liverpool's performance today? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to reading them. That's it for me. I will see you in the next video.